Hey everyone, this is Player 1.
And this is Player 2.
And we're coming to you with a podcast. I guess like an end of the year podcast kind of thing?
I guess if we don't put another one up. But yeah.
yeah. All right. You know, we've been busy hanging out with family and just enjoying a little bit of time off, so it's been hard to get around to doing a lot of the other stuff. We'll have some other videos coming up, some pickups. I have a review. I'm like seconds from finishing, just really getting it uploaded. But let's get right to it. Tell me, what are you up to? What are you playing?
Well, I've been playing a lot of games this year. Lately, I've been playing, you guys know if you've been watching the videos, I've been playing Supreme Commander, Call of Duty Ghost, and I know...
Did you get around to Supreme Commander 2?
I did. I kind of suck at it, so...
You go back to 1?
I went back to 1 a little bit.
All right.
But I've been playing Call of Duty Ghost. It is refreshing because it's not a great game, guys. I'm not trying to pitch out there Call of Duty Ghost, but I've been playing both Supreme Commander and Call of Duty Ghost on a PC, and games take a new life when you're able to play them at high settings and over 60 frames.
Yeah, I agree.
Like Call of Duty Ghost, I'm playing it at over 90 frames a second, so sometimes I'm getting it to 113, 117 frames a second, and really it changes the gameplay completely, especially when you can hit it on high settings. Of course, it depends on your video card, but these games take
a decent video card. These games, you can get them at least at 60.
They take a new life. And of course, I bought it for like 90 cents. And 90 cents Call of Duty Ghost, I couldn't pass it by. And
yeah, so sure.
It is what it is.
Are you mainly playing the campaign?
I've been playing the campaign because that's what I usually do. I'll play the campaign first, and then I'll play multiplayer. Another game I've been playing was Mario Kart on the Switch that you let me.
That's right.
Player 1 let me his Switch. Yeah. Player 1 let me his Switch, so we've been playing Mario Kart. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I've actually been enjoying that one. I know that there's a lot of mixed reviews. Some YouTubers are saying that it's not good, but I've enjoyed the story. I mean, so far it is a little bit anime-esque and kind of JRPG-ish.
But that's the point.
That's point. Great. And the story has really... I haven't gotten far, so don't quote me, guys, on being this end-all review or first impression. I've got under 10 hours, so if the story takes a nosedive, I
think most people said that it was slow in the beginning. So if you're enjoying the beginning, I think you're going to be pretty.
I'm enjoying the beginning so far. It's been really good. I do see where people can have a problem with the combat, where it's kind of slow and automatic, but so far what's kept me into the game has been the story. I really like the story, and let me tell you, the game looks really good on the Switch. I mean, as far as dock and playing it, it looks really good. When you take it off the dock, I will say that there is a huge drop in I would say graphics or resolution.
I think they have the dynamic resolution.
Yeah, so it doesn't look as good.
Sometimes it gets kind of scary low.
Yeah, it looks like
in the 480p low, I think.
Yeah, it looks like a Vita game.
Yeah, that's right. That's right,
but it is not bad, guys. You are getting a JRPG. I mean, so
you're getting a huge JRPG with more stuff, frankly, than you get like even in a Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
because Breath of the Wild tends to be kind of open. That's where that whole gimmicky open air comes from. Oh yeah,
open air.
But the Xenoblade, you really get a lot of stuff happening on screen. A lot of creatures everywhere.
Yeah, so this isn't open air, which hot air. This is actually where you get a lot of creatures and there's wildlife around you. Now, it definitely looks way better than Breath of the Wild, in my opinion. But I've been enjoying it. So I've been playing that. Skyrim. I tried to get it on the Switch. I tried to get into it on the Switch, sorry. But I just can't because I end up killing everybody.
That's because you're crazy. You're one of those guys that like attacks the NPCs, man. You can't do that.
And I haven't taken it really serious because since it's not my Switch, it's your Switch. So I don't want to get too much into it or too far into it because then I have to give it back to you and then I'm like, oh, look at that. When I get my own Switch, I'm going to have to start over. And Skyrim's one of those games that once you get far...
That's where the problem comes in. The stupid save system.
Yes.
You can't save on your SD card, just transfer it.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree with that. Nintendo's got to change that. But I doubt they'll do it.
I doubt they want you to buy several Switches.
Yeah, so other than that, what are you playing?
Well, I'm playing a couple different games. One of the games that really I'm enjoying the most right now is Nier Automata, whatever. And that's a little bit of a spoiler for the pickups. That was one of the gifts Player 2 got it for me actually for Christmas. So thank you for getting that for me.
Yeah.
It's one of those games that I really should have bought myself, but with other sales and other things going on, I just never picked it up, and it never really got cheap. But
I'm a great friend, you know.
You are a great friend, man. I'm also playing on the Switch. I'm playing a lot of DBZ, the Xenoverse 2. Fun game. It's not my favorite type of combat, but it's fun because it's kind of over the top, and I can't think of another game where you can feel kind of that badass flying around doing all the stuff.
It's a really old. It's not that far. It's not that intense as far as Dragon Ball, where you can go over the top and shoot, you know, Kamehamehas and or Destructo Disc like Krillin. But I felt like that in Advent Rising.
All right, true. That's a very good point. Advent Rising was one of those games that you felt like you were like Dragon Ball.
Yes.
You were really, you had those powers. And if you did like the cheat codes, unlimited like power, oh man, I remember. I give it to you. Advent Rising. Unfortunately, we never got a sequel. But as far as what else, I'm also playing a lot of Skyrim on the Switch. So, you know, I have all these huge games that I'm playing, and I realize I like to keep stuff organized, so I'm kind of a loser. So I have like a list of all my current games, and I realize, holy crap, I'm stuck with a ton of games that I want to finish, but they're all huge. Like Skyrim, Nier Automata. I want to go back and finish Final Fantasy 13. I want to finish Xenoblade Chronicles X. A bunch of games. But the main ones, those are the three that kind of just have me enthralled right now, and I'm enjoying them the most.
And I will tell you, I don't have a Switch, but I have been really fighting not to get one, or I really want one, but I think that maybe Nintendo will release a newer version of the Switch, one with more capacity as far as storage, or maybe drop the price and that's when I'll get it. But I'm really fighting it because I have all these games that I got for Black Friday that I got way cheap, and I don't have a Switch yet. So they're going to sit there until I get a Switch, and I can't wait to actually play it because there's a lot of fun games. I got to hand it to Nintendo this year. They really pushed a lot of the games.
Well, that gets us into the biggest surprises. The launch for Nintendo. We even I'll admit it, we talk crap about it because at first there seemed to be very little to nothing. But now,
I agree.
Yeah, but now, it actually had a great launch year. Once the money comes in, all of a sudden all these third parties start coming in, like Skyrim. For me, if I'm thinking, you know, I got the Switch as a gift, so I didn't have to make that decision. But if I probably wouldn't have bought it by now. But if the games that would have made me buy it, for sure, a Skyrim. I wouldn't have paid full price for Skyrim, but that's made me play the Switch the most. And also games like Mario Kart. All these games that have come in afterwards have really made a difference. Because some of the big games like Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and even Mario Odyssey, yeah, they were okay. You know, they weren't amazing to make it a system seller. At least I don't think so. Especially when you can play it on the Switch.
They were okay. They were good games, but
not a system seller for me.
Yeah, I definitely don't agree that they're a game of the year.
Oh no, definitely not.
But they were good games nonetheless. But yeah, definitely a strong opening. And if they keep going like this, I mean, it's gonna be pretty hard to kind of say Nintendo's not back. They've been very strong, at least in the first. They're not even a year into the console yet, and they've released a lot of games that at this point you've got a reason to own a Switch. Of course, there's some drawbacks with what the Switch is, but
I think the hardware right now, the issue for the Switch,
the quality of the hardware,
is the quality of the hardware. The memory card issue is a problem. Their save system is a problem.
It is a problem now because now we are getting into games that will ask you to download a lot. And let's face it, guys, even if you buy a 256 card, you're going to use that up very quickly. Yeah.
So what about when you get the big game like
LA Noire?
Like LA Noire.
I don't remember how many gigs, but I know it's in the 20s, I think it is. Or what about these new games when they start coming out and they say, okay, there's going to be like 4 gigs or 8 gigs on the physical
we don't
cartridge.
even know about Wolfenstein, for example.
Yeah, and then the rest is going to be on the...
You know, we didn't do a news video about this, but I was reading an article. They had talked about maybe in 2018 releasing 64 gig cards on like little cards for the system. That way, like, let's say Bethesda could put a whole game on it. They delayed that to 2019. So you won't see a 64 gig card, meaning that you can save a whole game on a little cart until 2019. So all these big games that are going to be coming out next year are all going to be with SD card
and download. And
Resident Evil, for example, the Resident Evil Revelations, you have to download an entire game on your SD card.
Well, and
Bayonetta.
Yeah, and we are not in an age where now it was bad enough that we had in some places data caps. But now we're at the point that with everything that's happened the past couple months with the internet, now we're at the point that it is scary to download because you may start to get charges from your ISP. But anyway, those were as far as surprises in the year. Another great surprise for me was Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I mean, I already knew it was going to be good, and I was already into it because I had seen enough of it over a year before.
And you were really into it. Is the funny part. I liked it. Obviously, it looked great, but I really wasn't that into it because I don't know, something about it didn't call me. But you made me play that. Man, I am grateful because the story is completely like awesome. There's a little bit of some missteps at the beginning, but once it really takes off, oh man, it's really something else.
It is a great story. It is a new take on an old premise or idea. Yeah. And it does relate to a lot of things that are going on nowadays with technology and artificial intelligence and all that. But it is a new take. And man, I will tell you guys, the character Aloy sells you 100%. Oh, yeah.
She's an incredible voice actress.
Yeah, she is an incredible awesome, character. Man. And she's what drives the whole story.
I agree.
So
her and her counterpart,
Stylus?
No, Silas is good too. I'm talking about her and like, I don't know, is it spoiler to say?
Oh no, yeah. Is it? I don't know if it might be a spoiler, but
all right, so we'll wait. But there's another voice. She does another voice in the game. Let's just say that, and that other person is awesome too. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, you're talking about the scientist?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
Oh, it's fine. Okay, what was her name?
I forget her name, but
the scientist. Let's just say that she is awesome. She's such a badass. This is how it's done. When you don't need to hit somebody on the head over the head with the whole idea about women being strong to make a good game. You don't. This is how it's done, and it's done well.
Yes, I will agree. I mean, there's a lot of other games that were done right during the year.
There's a lot of great games actually.
But I guess disappointments, if you want to talk about them, you have Star Wars. Battlefront 2, I mean, what a disappointment. I mean, I wasn't expecting a lot from the game.
Right, but for me, it's not a disappointment because I expected it was going to be garbage. That's the truth.
Yeah, I expected it was going to be bad, and I didn't know how bad it was going to be. I mean, they really took the cake.
They did.
The
greed got the better of them, I'll tell you that.
I will tell you, there were some things in there that I was surprised. I was like, oh, well.
You guys take the cake.
Yeah, you guys are really pushing the extra mile. But it's beyond that because it's kind of like a foreshadowing of how the industry sees us as this is the way we're going and we're going to push things even further. Just look at Activision and...
manipulative multiplayer.
Yeah, manipulative multiplayer. Look at what they've done with Call of Duty, the franchise itself. And even though they've kind of stayed under the radar, they're still doing kind of the same things. They stayed
under the radar because Star Wars was such a loved and thing.
Star Wars, yeah.
Yeah, and it got a hit. But they're doing the same thing, man.
They are. Don't think that they're not. But and then there was Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah.
Even
so, is that a positive? I'm kind of happy, to be honest, that people stood up and bitched and got angry.
That is
a
positive.
And it made the spotlight. I feel like that's a good thing.
That is a positive, but it's just people vote with your wallet. Don't be like Destiny 2, for example. I feel Destiny for the community, and this is an honest opinion. I feel for you guys. You guys are really, if you bought Destiny 2 and you haven't been happy with what's been going on and all the dirty practices that Bungie has been doing with the XP, the Coin of 3, the Osiris DLC, blocking you guys from a lot of other content and so forth. I feel for you guys, and I understand, or the Eververse. I feel for you guys. But with that said, you guys have been stupid. I'm giving you my honest opinion. Vote with your wallet. Don't buy this crap. If you're going to be this miserable with it, do not buy it. Do not buy the DLC. Don't waste your time on the community. If you guys really want to show them and get a game that you want, you know what? Don't play it. Don't buy it. Don't play it. When enough of you guys are out there and they see that you're not buying or playing it, they will change. Yeah. And they will start to do it. Just look at Star Wars Battlefront. When enough of everybody said no and put their foot down and did not buy it, and they lost $6 billion, notice how fast they reacted. And it wasn't because of us necessarily. It was because of Disney. But nonetheless, we got stuff rolling.
I agree. You have to kind of put your foot down and say, it's like an abusive relationship. You say, no, enough is enough. When you figure out your shit, that's when we'll buy and be tough. There's plenty of games you can play with having to play. There's a lot of games. There's great games out there you can play to entertain yourself. But you need to say, no, I'm not buying this.
I mean, come on, guys. They were doing it to you guys in the very beginning. They were showing it to you guys. Even when the beta, the shaders and all that stuff that were coming out.
It was obvious it was coming.
Yeah. So at this point, if you're not happy with it, stop buying the DLC that comes out. Stop buying the microtransactions and all the other stuff. Show them. No.
Yeah.
And if you guys really want to go even further, if you buy it, if the community was really serious, if you guys all decided for 1 week not to play that game, I bet you they will change on a dime. Yeah. You guys, I see the community always complaining even now that you guys do not want the Eververse.
If you guys got together and you said, from, let's say, December 31st to January 1st, anybody reading this thing, do not play for 24 hours. And they see 1 million people drop off or 500,000 people, they will freak the heck out then.
Yeah, they would.
Things will change.
And let me tell you guys, what they have done, I'm not a lawyer or anything, but the dirty-handed practicing of the XP, the blocking of the Osiris,
false advertising, and removing of content that you paid for.
Exactly. And all the other stuff that they've been doing, it almost sounds like grounds for a class action lawsuit.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Because they've been lying to you guys and they've taken your money. And to tell you guys on a forum post that they'll look into it and solve it sometime in 2018. Well,
yeah, or to tell you, that's not how the system was supposed to work, and then turn around and do the exact same thing again.
Exactly.
That's disgusting. That makes me say I will not give you 1 cent ever again, or at least not till you fix your stuff.
Exactly, and that's what I was trying to get to. At the same time, is like to give you guys a statement that we're gonna fix it sometime in 2018. Well, no, that's unacceptable. How about you give me my money back, and when you guys fix it, then I'll pay for something if I feel like it.
Yeah, it's never gonna happen.
But that's never gonna happen because again,
they've already been whining and dining on all that money.
Exactly. So, but anyway, I'm kind of ranting a little bit, but that's some of the disappointments. I guess some of the good parts, again, like you said, people did rise up a lot.
Yeah, and I'm glad. You know what's another one for me? And talking about putting your foot down, Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yes.
That's a sad disappointment, but I knew it was going to be a disappointment. Why? Because Dragon Age Inquisition was a disappointment. Everybody loves to praise Dragon Age Inquisition. I think it was Game of the Year or something like that when it came out. But let me tell you, if you're a Dragon Age fan and you're there to really, and you know the lore, you know what it is, Dragon Age Inquisition was a huge disappointment. They played with people. And that's why, from that day on, I said I'm never buying another BioWare RPG again. Not until I see some serious change. Why do I say that? Dragon Age Inquisition, they did the whole thing about you signing onto a website to tell them what you did in the things because it was going to affect your game. It didn't affect your game in any meaningful way. They just did that to gather your information and sell it. Part of marketing. Then second of all, you had this game that was a pathetic story. All they did was do the typical BioWare thing of collecting people and putting people and getting groups to make you feel like you have some huge battle. To then talk with the main villain, I think twice or 2 or 3 times in the game. It was pathetic.
It's the BioWare
bad story.
It's the BioWare MO nowadays. You create this so villain that you kind of see somewhere in the background. Even in Mass Effect Andromeda, that you kind of see in the background, but you really don't interact that much. And only at the end you interact a little bit, but it's pretty pathetic.
They've lost their touch. And when they people for Inquisition, they went about it through a survey, seeing if people were interested in a side story. They did the same thing for Mass Effect, and I said, okay, you're done. This is going to be garbage. And unfortunately, I was correct, and I didn't buy it, and I won't buy it. Recently, I picked it up for the Black Friday for $12. That's going back. I'm not even going to keep that. Even though they're not making any money on that, frankly, I was like, you know what? This crap ain't worth $12.
Yeah, let me tell you, I'm not buying Anthem.
It's basically a Destiny clone. You can only imagine what kind of disgusting, stupid, low-quality material that will be if it's them attacking a Destiny clone for pure money. It's going to be garbage, guys. Do not waste your money on that. At least wait. Do not pre-order. Just wait and see. I guarantee you're going to
just think about it this way, guys. This game is coming out in the next couple months, and you have yet to see anything other than the preview that you saw,
which we already saw was fake. They
yes,
explained that wasn't actual gameplay.
Exactly. So, anyway,
Scalebound. That was a little bit of a disappointing thing.
Yeah.
I think Xbox this generation,
Crackdown 3.
Yeah, yeah. Xbox, in my opinion, this generation has been lost, and they're crawling on their hands and knees. It's just not happening. And the canceling of Scalebound was a disappointment.
Another disappointment that I gotta put out there is Sony really digging down and saying that they don't want to do a portable console or a portable system because they don't feel that the market wants it. Clearly, the market wants it because of the success of the Switch. And clearly people have wanted it. And this is something I've been talking with Player One, is that at the very least, that is not a very good business decision, because now all the JRPGs, all the other games that were coming out for the PS Vita are now going to migrate to the Switch. And
right.
You've kind of seen that already, where some of the Tales series are going to appear on the Switch. Atelier. And some of the other JRPGs are now going to go to the Switch. And let's face it, guys. That's gonna be once it's there, it's gonna be hard to take.
It's just incredible bad decisions.
Yes.
How do they say that the market is dead when their PSP sold like monster, great selling system, when the 3DS is one of the best selling consoles ever, when the Switch sells like a monster? Their Vita didn't sell for one reason: greed, because of the stupid proprietary cards. That's what killed it, and the lack of support. They didn't see the sales.
I will add this: the only reason why the Switch, well, not the only reason, sorry. One of the reasons why people haven't hit it is because, yes, it brought a cartridge. It's a proprietary cartridge. They could have used an SD card, but they chose not to. But the fact that they put a micro SD that you could put more memory, and it's not proprietary, it's kind of a little bit of an easing. However, the storage is a big problem, and that's going to be a negative.
But people don't know it yet. That's the thing. They're going to discover it soon.
But I will hand it to you. The whole idea of the Vita having a proprietary memory card that only goes up to 64 gigs, and that 64 gigs cost a lot.
Even now, they're ridiculously expensive, man.
And also the issue that they had with telling you that you could just take your games on the go. That lawsuit.
They had a lawsuit for that, I think.
So there's a lot of issues. But another positive, again, like I said, most of the positives this year, I gotta hand it to the Switch. They produced some games that were really good. I did enjoy, with your Switch, the Breath of the Wild. It was okay. I did enjoy Mario. I really have enjoyed Mario Kart, of course. It's fun. And like I've told Player One, I don't consider it a home console. I consider it like the 3DS successor. So
that helped me psychologically deal with it, because some of the graphics on the Switch are scary.
So,
but yeah, dealing like a 3DS, that's the way.
So I've been able to, just the couple days that I've had it, that you lend it to me, I take it out. I'm playing with it. It's fun. So that is a plus in itself. The Switch has been, at least at this point, I hate to say it's a plus, but it's skimming as a plus, because there's a lot of issues with the Switch, but it is a plus, I guess. What other ones? There have been some good games.
Basically, it was a good gaming year. A lot of great games came out.
How can I say no? Wolfenstein 2. I mean, I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
it is a good game.
I haven't played it yet.
There have been some good games, and this is, I guess, I'm getting to the core of it. This has been a good year for single player games as well.
Oh yeah, strong year.
Because those single player games, man, they are the reason why I'm still buying.
Persona. You forgot to mention you're playing Persona.
Exactly, Persona. Yeah. Single player games, man, this is where it's at. They have kept me in there, and all these multiplayer only games, if you've noticed, they've been the ones that have been suffering. The AAA games, and whereas the single player games, and I look forward to Spider-Man, God of War, that other zombie game that's coming out, and
Days of Dead or something.
Yeah, Days of Dead, The Last of Us 2,
Detroit.
and Detroit. Man, those are single player games that I can't wait to. Oh, and of course, the man himself, Death Stranding. After watching that preview, I'm really wanting to play that game. Moving on to, you said The Last Jedi?
Garbage?
Garbage.
Garbage, right?
Garbage.
Agreed. Garbage.
Sorry, guys. I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
But it's important. I want to interrupt you there, because I don't want anybody listening to this who maybe disagrees about the Star Wars, you do not have to be a fan of Star Wars to realize the movie's garbage.
You don't.
And that, because people hear I'm a Star Wars fan, they think, oh, he's a fanatic, he's a hardcore.
No. Let me refresh myself.
It's a bad movie. Bad story.
Okay.
Stupid.
I'll give you my opinion from 2 points of view. From a point of view of somebody going in that doesn't know about Star Wars, as far as cinematography and all that, there is some artistic elements in the film, but that's giving it too much leeway. It is a convoluted mess. Too many cuts. It has a lot of issues. The storytelling, the pacing, it's incoherent. And it doesn't make sense a lot of things. They kind of, I don't know, should we say spoilers?
No, I would. Let's not talk about.
All right,
spoilers.
let me just put it this way. This is not a big secret. It's a big disappointment. As
Characters like Luke, Luke is now, Mark Hamill. I understand he's in a bad business issue right now where he's trying to go back on what he said. But to be frank with you, whoever wrote this movie has no idea about the character. This doesn't do with Star Wars. It's just bad character development.
I'll tell you this much: whoever wrote it, produced it, and definitely the director. Yeah. They don't deserve to
director, I'm sorry, man. He's not a good director. That what he did with the movie and the direction it took, regardless if you're a fan or not, it's a poor story. It's not a good story.
I would tell another thing: bad concepts. And the other thing is that they try to copy a lot of things from The Last Jedi and The Empire Strikes Back, and they did it all wrong to begin with. So now I'll give you the Star Wars fan point of view. What they have done with these characters, they have literally, and this is being nice, they have shitted on these characters. With the legacy characters, when I'm talking about Luke and Leia, they have really done them bad. I know some people might disagree, and I
don't see how you can disagree if you've seen the previous movies.
And I get you. I really do get you. If you're a fan, this is not personal, so don't take it personal. But if you look at it objectively, you guys know what they have done with those two characters. They've really crapped on them. With regards to the new characters, they really crapped on them as well. Not as bad as the old ones, but just as bad.
It was a bad movie.
Almost as bad. It was
a bad movie.
But it was a bad movie.
Star Wars, it was likely to happen.
Coming from Rogue One,
yeah.
When you see this, it's like
Rogue One was a good Star Wars movie. It was a good spin-off. It was perfect spin-off. They were smart and they had a lot of cool things, but this was bad.
This was really bad.
All right, so what about this? If we're talking about better stuff, right? What about Game of the Year?
Game of the Year. Oh,
that's a tough one.
That is really a tough one. Can tell you my personal opinion, definitely off the bat. Mario and Zelda do not get Game of the Year. They're good games, but they are not Game of the Year.
Fanboyism and good marketing and a lot of paying for PR does that. But, when games like Horizon Zero Dawn or Persona 5, Mario is a glorified, what's it called? Fetch quest. That's what it is. You're just collecting little moons with the 2 or 3, maybe if you get lucky, four villains in the whole level that you run into. Is it clever? For a little bit. It could have been something wonderful. But I don't know if it's because of the processing, the frame rate.
Or how fast they had to push it out.
But it really hurt, I think, in the sense of where are the bad guys? Think back to Mario 64. When you did a little mini level or something, there were bad guys. This was like the most empty, quote-unquote, open-air Mario I've ever seen. You know what I mean? It's just like a pretty little experience of running around.
And this is kind of scary because open air doesn't necessarily mean open world. Remember, guys, it's two different words.
Yeah, there's a reason why you're calling it open air.
Yeah, open air, basically nothing. But
Game of the Year, what do you think?
Game of the Year, it's kind of, you put me on the spot there, and I have to really think about it with all the games that have come out this year and that I've played.
Or maybe
but I guess
2 or 3?
The top 2 or 3, I have to give it to Horizon Zero Dawn. I gotta give it to Persona 5. I'm trying to think off the bat what else I can give it to. Or at least the nominations. Wolfenstein 2 had a good story. I liked it. What else? Trying to think about.
I think, well, for me, this is what I think. Horizon Zero Dawn is up there. Horizon Zero Dawn is definitely up there. But for me, I gotta be honest, I gotta say Nier Automata.
Nier Automata's up there as well, yes.
There's a magic to it. It just, every time I play, I feel like I'm watching some real artistic stuff. And does it have shitty graphics? Yeah. The backgrounds look like something like PS2.
Here's the thing.
But there's something about it.
Here's the thing. When I look at Game of the Year, I have to see it as a whole game. So, for example, while you are right, Nier Automata has this beautiful artistic feel. The guy's very creative with a lot of the stuff that he's done. But I gotta look at it as a total. So, as far as a complete game, issues, graphics, pacing, story, gameplay, and so forth. Now, Nier Automata did have issues. A lot of issues.
Even as I'm playing, sometimes there's just some issues.
Especially on PC. Some of you guys that bought it for PC, I feel for you because...
Oh, I forgot about that. But I'm just talking about PS4. Yeah, but
So I guess if we just do console and not concentrate on PC, then
everything. It should be everything. PlayerUnknown Battleground.
No, definitely not. Definitely not PlayerUnknown Battleground.
Persona.
No, but I was gonna mention Resident Evil, but it's not really Game of the Year material. It was okay, but I wouldn't say Game of the Year, I guess.
What about Persona? Is that something for you?
Cuphead.
I haven't been able to play it.
Cuphead. It is very artistic. It is hard. It probably can be a nomination for Game of the Year. I'm thinking just off the bat because I haven't really thought about Game of the Year, but Cuphead probably up there. But I think I'd have to narrow it down to those three. Horizon Zero Dawn, like you said, Nier Automata, and Persona 5. Because Persona 5, it is a complete game. It is very artistic. The story is there. Same thing with Horizon Zero Dawn. And Nier Automata is up there as well. So for me, it's probably one of those three. I tend to lean a little bit more towards Horizon Zero Dawn and Persona. It's kind of hard to say which one or two because I enjoyed both of them. But
so if you had to pick one,
off
the top of your head, think about it. I think for me, see, Nier is special. It's not something I think everybody can play. It's not more mainstream because it's been like people have been talking about it, but I don't think everybody can really appreciate it. And it feels like so heavy when you're playing it. The music, the story, everything just feels heavy about it. So it's kind of like an experience that if you just want to go in and beat stuff up, it just doesn't feel quite like that. So that's something to understand. But if I'm thinking, and it's not fair again, I haven't beat Nier. I think that's probably going to be the game that, at least that leaves the biggest impression on me. The next being Horizon Zero Dawn for me, because Horizon Zero Dawn being a beautiful game, and the twist of what happened.
I think I'm leaning towards Horizon Zero Dawn because it was something new, fresh, and to me it was a complete story, and the ending left me wanting more. I wanted to. It
felt satisfying, right?
It felt satisfying.
It didn't feel like a cheap ending.
It left me wanting more. It felt satisfying, and definitely they've created something special with it. So,
I agree.
So I think I may be leaning to Horizon Zero Dawn.
All right, some stuff you're looking forward to in 2018.
Oh, definitely. I can tell you off the bat. God of War.
So basically the PS4 lineup.
Basically the PS4 lineup. And definitely Death Stranding. I want that game now because I love a lot of the ideas and stuff that he's putting on there. Now, of course, we're all guessing about what it could be, and Hideo Kojima loves doing that.
I'm scared when a director has 100% control.
Well, here's the thing.
That's when bad things happen.
It is true.
Justice League, like Batman v Superman.
It is true. When you get a director to have free reign in everything, sometimes it ends up being really bad.
Yeah, there has to be a balancer. Somebody saying, no, that's too far.
So far from what I've seen, it's in there. It's pretty good. He's got me intrigued.
Yeah, he's got me intrigued too.
He's got me there. I love his concepts. I love what's happening. He's got me intrigued. Once I see gameplay, I can do a better assessment. But from what he's shown, he's definitely got me intrigued. What else I'm looking forward to? Oh yeah, any other Switch lineup. I mean, if they bring up Bayonetta 3, Shin Megami Tensei, if it comes out this year.
I'm interested in Shin Megami Tensei, but I hope they really take it to the next level.
Some of the other games I'm excited for are the Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey remake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When is that coming out?
I have no idea, but I want it.
Oh, crap. Me too.
Then there is...
I'm going to get that one for sure.
If they're able to produce a Pokemon and a new Pokemon, what I mean,
right.
They've kind of been doing the same thing over and over, but if they're able to do a new look and bring it up to like a 3D, I guess it was a 3D, but more like over the top, but kind of...
I want to see both Shin Megami Tensei and Pokemon take that step to something closer to like Xenoblade. That's what I want to see, where it's more like you're playing an RPG, you're not doing like some little...
Yeah, so definitely that. I'm a little bit concerned with what they've been talking about, the new Zelda that they're working on, where it's kind of looking like more DLC, more episodic, and all this stuff. So I'm kind of concerned with that. Maybe Metroid, since it's being done by Bandai, but I've got to see something.
Yeah, there's nothing. You've seen what? I think a name?
Yeah.
A logo is what we saw.
Exactly. So, but I'm looking forward to that. And hopefully, the biggest thing I'm looking forward to, and this is kind of self-promotion, is hopefully growing the channel, getting more views.
We've been growing, and we want to thank all of you. It's been growing subscriber-wise. I think we're at 196 right now. Hopefully nobody drops off, But I think we haven't done 2 full years. We're like a year and a half right now. But the point is, in the last month or so, it's really grown. So if you're doing some word of mouth, that thank you. If you're not, please get out there. Let people know about our channel. We want to grow as much as we can.
Yeah, so if you can, we definitely, it'll be a good surprise if you guys can hit us with 200 subscribers by New Year. So definitely putting it out there. But I want to grow it. Hopefully one day be like independent and just work on the channel, bring up videos, talk with more people, and you guys get your opinions and, basically
and
put ourselves out there.
Yeah, so, let us know in the comments anytime you have suggestions and to help us out. Help us all grow. I think this is something we could really do just because you and I are kind of no-nonsense BS.
Yeah, and just be honest. Yeah. I don't want to be like all the other channels that just, like the reviews. Kind of like you saw with The Last Jedi, where all the reviewers and critics are saying fantastic things, but the real audience is saying it's crap. Yeah. I want to be there, be the honest voice.
Yeah, that's right. You got anything else that you're looking forward to?
Other than that, turkey.
Turkey? More turkey?
More turkey.
More turkey. All right, well, we wish you... We didn't really do like a Merry Christmas thing, but whatever holiday you celebrate, hopefully it's been good for you.
To all of you guys, all our viewers, all our subscribers as well, Happy New Year. Hope you guys are having fun with games, spending it with family.
We wish you a really good gaming year for 2018.
Yeah.
Less loot boxes, less microtransactions, and more great stories.
And we're there with you guys. If you guys comment, we're going to be right there with you guys. So wish you all the best, good health, and good gaming.
Good gaming.
Yeah. Can't say more than that.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, guys.
All right, this is Player 1.
And this is Player 2.
Signing out. Thanks for watching.
Later, guys.